what's up? It's Phil from Fit Will Exposed, and in today's episode, I'm going to be giving you guys 6 things that novices shouldn't have to worry about at the moment. And I'll also give you guys 6 alternative solutions of where most novices should be directing most of their energy. Because in 2017, there's more YouTube fitness channels than ever, and I really feel for a lot of novices because there's so much information overload that you just don't know what system to run, what exercise to do, or even how to do these exercises. So you guys are looking at one of the most naive novices of all time. If you look at my thumbnail, you could obviously tell I just started lifting and I had no clue what I was doing for the first few years. So I'm saving you guys a lot of time with this 3-part series and hope you guys enjoy. Okay, so the first thing that novices don't have to worry about, which is very obvious but has to be said, it's supplements and steroids. So let's start with the supplements. Every month I'll probably get a handful of people messaging me on Instagram saying, hey Phil, I've been training 1 to 4 months and I want to get on some creatine, some BCAAs, some protein powder, some intra-delta workout charge, and all these other funky supplements that they sell at the supplement store. And I'm not anti-supplement. There's a lot of great supplements out there. There's a lot of quality grass-fed supplements that are being sold at the moment, but the reality is that a lot of novices don't even know how to cook properly. So it's like, if you don't even know how to cook properly, supplements should be the last thing on your list. Your priorities right now should be training hard, eating properly, recovering properly, and repeating. And the reality is that a lot of novices are actually teens, and a lot of teens don't know how to cook. A lot of teens don't even know how to make 3 breakfasts, 3 lunches, and 3 suppers. So their variety and their nutrition is very limited, and if anything, they benefit more from a nutrition coach more than anything else. So the supplements are more like the icing on the cake, or should I say the sprinkles that go on top of the icing on the cake. So focus on getting your nutrition down first, then you could focus on supplements later when you're intermediate or even advanced. And even at that, it's only optional. As far as the steroids are concerned, maybe once or twice a month I'll have a novice message me on Instagram saying, hey Phil, I really want to run some tests, been training 4 months, I want fast results. And to that I have to say, I always tell them the same thing. I say no, absolutely not. You're way too young, you have way too little experience, but most importantly, you're a novice. And when you're a novice, that's the point of your training career where you're going to actually have steroid-like results, because you're never going to be as strong, or should I say, you're never going to make such fast strength gains as when you're a novice. So when you're an intermediate, or especially when you're an advanced lifter, 5 pounds is hard to come by to add to your bench, or like 5 pounds hard to come by to add to your overhead press. But when you're a novice, you could be adding 2.5 pounds to your overhead press and your bench and other lifts pretty much every week for a couple of months, and the progress is going to be just fine. Even if you're doing a few things wrong, you're still going to make great progress. So my answer to these 2 things is they're definitely not mandatory whatsoever, especially the steroids. Okay, the second thing that novices shouldn't have to worry about right now is partial reps. Now I know that partial reps were very underground and very underrated for a long time, and it's only now that they're really starting to become more mainstream with lifts like rack pulls above the knee. But the truth is, in my opinion, if you're a novice, this lift shouldn't even exist in your dictionary. You shouldn't even be talking about partials or doing partials if you're a novice. You shouldn't be doing rack pulls above the knee. You should be doing pin lockouts or high pin squats or just super high box squats if you're a novice. You're going to benefit way more from the full range of motion lifts. You're just going to get way more bang for your buck. And if you guys are thinking, oh, how am I going to grow traps as a novice? Well, your traps are going to grow just fine as a novice from doing trap bar deadlifts with a low or high handle and even conventional deadlifts. It's only when you start getting into intermediate and the advanced stages, that's when you can start playing around with different exercises. But for now, the basics are going to do just fine for you. Okay, the third thing novices shouldn't have to worry about right now is cheat reps. And I know that cheat reps were very underground and not the most popular, but now they're becoming very mainstream. But the reality is that when you're a novice, you don't need to do this stuff. And even when you're intermediate or advanced, it's completely optional. It's not even mandatory at that point. But if you're a novice and you're rowing like a plate, there's no point in putting on, a plate 10 and starting to use a cheating style. And the reason why is because you want to develop your strict strength before you develop the power and the swinging strength. So if you're going to be swinging when you're only using like a plate 10 when you could originally only row, strict a plate, then what's going to happen when you're at 3 plates? Are you going to start using, having 2 spotters on each side to help you lift the weight? In my opinion, you want to develop your strict strength on certain exercises. Like the cheating exercise that most people do is power shrugs and power rows. But you want to develop strict strength on those exercises before you eventually move on to doing them with the cheating style. So if you could do 2.5 plates on the rows barbell version, then yeah, eventually when you get to 3 plates, then you can start using a bit of it to cheat. But don't start using it when you're at like 1 plate. And the same thing goes with the shrugs. If you're just doing a 1.5 plate, 2 plate shrugs, don't start doing a cheating style just so you could use 2.5 plates. So at least work up to, doing 4 plates strict, and then you could use more of a power style if you want. Okay, so the fourth thing that novices shouldn't have to worry about is specialization programs. So every now and then people will message me on Instagram or in my direct message saying something like, hey Phil, should I run this arm specialization program? I'm a novice. And I'll look at their page and I'll see they're barely even benching their own body weight for 1 rep. They're doing pull-ups and dips with no weight whatsoever, and they're not even heavy to begin with too. So if that's you, you don't need to be running specialization programs, because the truth is that you're a novice, and novices are weak overall. You run specialization programs when you have a lot of strong points and you want to bring up a certain weak point, or if you just want to accentuate a very strong point. But in most cases, and generally speaking, novices are very weak and they just need to get stronger overall. So to say that 1 point is weak means that 1 point is strong. But that's not the case when you're a novice. You need to bring up everything at once. And the truth is that a few sets of arms after every workout will be just fine. You don't need to dedicate 2 full arm days on an arm specialization program. In my opinion, you'd be better off running like a full body system, 3 times a week. You hit pretty much every muscle group every single session, and your body's going to grow just fine. It's only when you start getting more advanced, more intermediate, or more at the advanced level, then you have the right to start running such systems. But for now, you don't have to worry about it. Okay, the 5th thing that novices shouldn't have to worry about is super high reps and excessive amounts of pump work. Now, I'm a huge advocate of high reps. I incorporate them in all my programs for the most part, and I'm a huge advocate of pump work. But the truth is that if you're a novice, you don't have the full body awareness to be doing super high reps. So let me give you guys an example. Someone the other day wrote a message saying, Phil, I want to grow my legs, I'm a novice, should I run the 20 rep squat program? Where it's basically a program where you do 20 rep squats, you drink a lot of milk, you do pullovers. It's like an old school program. And the guy was only squatting a plate. So if he's squatting a plate for 5 reps, what's his 20 rep max going to be? Probably just a bar. Probably like the bar with like 10 pounds. And in my opinion, this is nonsense. You don't have to do that to grow bigger legs as a novice. All you'd have to do is maybe do something like a 5x5 with your 135 squat, get a total of 25 reps in that session with the plate. That's going to do way more for your legs than just chasing these 20 rep squats with like the bar, because it's very lightweight to begin with, and also a lot of novices don't have the full body awareness to do such high reps in the first place. So after the 12th or 13th rep, it's probably going to start getting sloppy anyways. So a lot of novices, they actually benefit from very moderate reps, because they could do 5 reps while still keeping the form clean, and 5 reps with a lot of sets, it's still generally heavy weight that they could handle. So they're just getting the best of both worlds, and what I'm trying to say is that it's just not necessary right now. As far as pump work, it does have its place in the novices program, but they don't need excessive amounts of pump work. They could have, a few sets of extensions and curls, a bit of rear delt work if they want at the end of their sessions, just to improve their mind-muscle connection, just get some blood in the area. But they don't need to dedicate all these sessions doing like 30-40 minutes of just light pump work. Okay, so the 6th thing that novices shouldn't have to worry about is cutting routines if they're very skinny teens. I know that rhymed, but basically if you're a teenager, you're in a growing phase. And if you're a teenager in a growing phase who also just started lifting, that's even more taxing on the body. So you need all the food that you could get, especially if you're really underweight. So if on top of that you're asking coaches for a cutting routine so you could lose like 15 to 20 pounds when you only weigh like 140 and you're like 6 feet tall, to me it's definitely not optimal for progress, and it's ass backwards. So a lot of teenagers who are novices, they don't even have much fat to begin with, especially if they're very skinny. They don't have a lot of muscle. So if you want to get on these cutting routines to cut down, you basically have nothing to cut down. In my opinion, if you're very skinny, in most cases you need to earn your right to cut. You don't just cut just to cut. Now if you're getting ready for a photo shoot or something, that's completely different, but we're talking about getting bigger and stronger here on this channel. So in my opinion, it's just not worth it. It's not worth the investment, and just go to the gym, get bigger, stronger, recover, repeat, and then once you get to a certain weight where you actually have something going on, then you can start cutting. But for now, don't worry about it. It's definitely not necessary. Okay, so there you guys have it. 6 things that I don't think novices should be worrying about right now. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comment section below if you're a novice and if you fell as a victim to any of these things. And more importantly, if you want to have some intellectual debates with me in the comment section, because let's say you don't agree with what I'm saying in part 1, part 2, or part 3, I'm definitely interested in doing so. Come up with some good points, and with that, I'll see you guys in the next video.